House, friends and foes, tally ho here. Gonna do a little bit of a review today. Held off doing it because I wanted to give the bike about 200 or 300 miles and then make a decision after that so I could be well informed. Today's video is gonna be on Front Fork cartridge replacements for the front forks, the shock absorbers. Let me backtrack just a tad. I was wanting something to smooth out my ride on the front end. I have a 16 Indian Roadmaster, and I looked on the old interweb and wanted something in a cartridge, but for about 2 or 3 days I could not find anything. The large companies, Legends, Wilbur's, Progressive, I had sent them an email and all of them responded back, no sir, we have replacement Progressive wound springs and you can rebuild your shocks that way. Now granted, I had no oil leaks in my shocks, seals were not worn out, just beside the average wear and tear, no oil whatsoever. But back in May, I did notice the bike when I was going around curves, it start, I don't know how to describe it because I'm not a shock specialist, but chatter, skip, whatever you want to call it. Well, that's what led me on my search. The way I came across these was on the old interweb, and I hit on the images. And what to my surprise, it had Indian fork cartridges. So I clicked on the picture, and the picture, all it said was Rob's Dyno service, Gardner, Massachusetts. So did a little bit more investigating, looked them up on the Facebook page, and found the phone number and gave an old call up there to Rob, which let me tell you, this guy knows his shit. And I ain't just pulling the fur over your eyes either. So talked to him once, called him, talked to him again twice, and Rob had engineered these, I guess, so to speak. Has a company out of the Carolinas, whether it's north or south, I can't remember right now, but I believe it's JRI to produce these shocks for him. They're cartridge shocks for your heavy bikes, your Chieftains, your Roadmasters. And if I'm not mistaken, they go, or what he's got on the website is up to 21. They may go up to the 22s, I'm not sure. So if you're interested and you've got a 22, you may want to call him. But I thought, okay, if I'm gonna pay the money to have this front end taken down, and instead of going back in with springs in the front end, might as well go up a little bit, put the cartridges in them. You don't know unless you do it. So I ordered the Front Fork cartridge shocks and got them in. Had to wait probably about 6 weeks before I could find somebody that had, let's see, how do you put this, that knew what the hell they were doing. Found a guy around outside of Memphis, and if you're in the Memphis area, and you need some good Indian work, shoot me a message and I'll let you know and shoot you the guy's info. But anyway, getting back to it, found a guy out in Arlington, Tennessee, and he agreed to take it on. I think he called Rob up there once or so, but got the cartridges in, and first day I rode it, I thought, oh my God, this thing is freaking 1000% better than what was on his raggedy ass front end. And I don't mean that it was raggedy ass, but when I got to going around corners and got that hop, skip, and jump, I wasn't really liking that. So, got him put in. Like I said, I've done probably a little over 300 miles on these. And let me tell you, there is a world's different improvement for the better on the front end of my Roadmaster. And I'm just not blowing smoke up your tailpipe, your butt, whatever else, but these damn Fork cartridges, oh my God, the difference between night and day. So, I'm gonna post up in the link and everything to Rob's Dyno service website. And if you think this guy's just a little bit fly-by-night, he's not. This guy does a lot of dyno work and a lot of suspension work for bikes out on salt flats. Goes out there every year, it looks like. And he's very well known, especially up on the northeastern corridor. And has sold a lot of these cartridges and everything. So I really think that once you get mileage on your bike and these shocks set in, they feel even better than when I first got them. I don't know if it's a time for the oil to cycle and all that other. I'm not a shock specialist. I don't pretend to be. So it could be that. But let me tell you, they are very well worth the outlay of the money if you're looking to rebuild your front end. And on that note, Rob up there also produces a monoshock for the big bikes. And a little funny thing here, he told me, he said, Mark, this dumbass gonna pull out, but anyway, he told me, he said, once you do your front end, you want to do the back. And I said, nah, I'm pretty much pleased with the back. And even though this Roadmaster with it a few years on it, it leaks a little air, like all of them. I pump it back up. But getting back to the funny thing, Rob said, yeah, you want to replace that. And I didn't, nah, I laughed at him. When I took my bike to get the cartridges put in, mechanic I was using, he said, Mark, you do know that when you get the cartridges put in the front, you'll want to replace the back with something else too. I laughed at him too. I said, ain't no way on God's green earth. Well, lo and behold, I'm not worried about the front end no more, and I'm not really worried about the back end, but I can definitely tell my back end is not riding as good as I thought it was riding on the front end. So, probably for a little winter thing, we'll get the monoshock in the back fixed, and we'll order one for damn sure from Rob up there in Gardner, Massachusetts, and have him kind of set the preload on it to what I usually ride, and then if I need to adjust it from there, we'll do. But I really believe for the Indian bikes and the big bikes, that Indians got, the heavyweight boys. And if you want to go the cartridge route, I really believe Rob's got the setup. And like I said, this bike on the front end, it rides 1,000% better. You can take it or leave it. But if you're not pleased with the front end and you want to do something different to where it'll smooth it out, and where you're going in those corners, you don't get that chatter, or it sticks very, it's like it pulls you in. You don't get a lot of hard rebound if you're hitting bumps or whatever else. And like I said, I'm no suspension specialist, but I really love the way the front end of this bike is handling right now. So take it for what it's worth, grain of salt. Call the guy up there, talk to him. He loves talking to people. He's a small business owner. Evidently, he's very well known in the Northeast and up around there. And from the people coming from the South and really not knowing a hell of a lot and can't find anything like me on the interweb, if you're looking for a stock cartridge or you want your front ends rebuilt on the Indian, give the guy a buzz, talk to him. He'll tell you in plain form. I like this guy, he shoots you straight. He'll tell you, you know, you're either gonna want it and want to buy it or you're not. And no skin off his butt. And he goes from that route. So that's my review on this. Rob, thumbs up. You really put out an excellent product, brother. And if anybody wants to send a message or anything, shoot me a message. I'll tell you exactly, or be glad to answer any other questions of what you got, you know. I was a little skeptical at first, but thinking if I'm going to pay out the money, I want my bike to ride right. I don't want to pay out money and then have to have the front end broken down and then not like the ride of the bike at all, and then end up looking for something else and then have to go back again, break the front end down and go from that route, excuse me. But like I said, look up Rob's Dyno service on Facebook. There's phone number. Give him a call if you got questions. And he's got his link to his website on there. You can click on and click suspension for Indians. It'll take you right to the source. They've got them for, did not notice the cartridges for the Scouts or anything like that, but they do have rebuild kits for the Scouts. If you're wanting the cartridges for the heavyweights, they've got those listed on there too. So look him up, give him a buzz. You won't be dissatisfied. All right, this is Tally Ho. We signing out off the Rampant Rabbit Roadmaster. Peace.